University of Missouri's top man calls it quits today.
After 2 long years, finally some answers in the death of an exotic dancer.
And a woman charged with murdering her husband faces her first day in court today. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
System President Gary Forsee told the board in special meeting that he is stepping down from his role as president of the University of Missouri immediately.
Lots of news happening today. The first story, after 3 years in charge of the University of Missouri, System President Gary Forsee has resigned. Good evening, I'm Angie Bailey.
And I'm Blake Hansen. Forsee took a leave of absence just a few weeks ago, and his wife Sherry is battling cancer. And today he said his resignation comes solely for personal reasons. KOMU 8's Alex Rozier is live tonight on the MU campus. Alex, where does the university go from here?
Well, Blake, at least for right now, General Counsel Steve Owens will assume the role as the interim president. But Owens said today he is not interested in the permanent position. Now, Gary Forsee's replacement search will begin immediately. Today, curator Warren Erdman, he was asked, are you surprised by the news? And he said, you know, not really. But either way, he said, this is a sad day for the University of Missouri.
I think we all know that Gary did not need to take this job 3 years ago.
Speculation started earlier this week when the UM Board of Curators announced a closed meeting. And with one announcement,
We were advised by the president that he would be submitting his resignation.
that speculation became reality.
We respect Gary's decision, and the entire university community joins us in wishing Gary and Sherry our very best for the future.
I anticipate this transition will be a smooth one, thanks in large part to the talented colleagues who surround me at the system and on our 4 campuses.
In a written statement, Forsee said it's been an honor to serve as the university's 22nd president. We have enjoyed the opportunity to serve our state and help in any way we could during what has certainly proven to be a challenging time. A challenging time not only professionally, but personally. His wife Sherry's cancer treatment continues. After a long working career, lots of moves, and working regularly from multiple locations, it is clearly time for us to get Sherry's next 6 months of treatment completed and to focus on our family and great friends.
It is a sad day.
Chancellor Brady Deaton says Forsee's leadership was like none other.
He brought tremendous ability, leadership, presence, and a willingness to look out across the state, listen to all parties, and formulate decisions and move forward.
And now the university must do just that, move forward in a very uncertain time. Forsee came to the University of Missouri in 2007 after serving as the CEO of Sprint. He took a leave of absence on December 3rd due to his wife's health. His colleagues praised his strategic financial decisions and stringent cost control. The curators also recognized his efforts in fighting for competitive faculty and staff salaries. And interim president Steve Owens today, he looked back on Forsee's tenure and he said, Gary Forsee, he was the right man at the right time. We're live on the MU campus tonight. Alex Rozier, KOMU 8 News.
Well, it's a quiet day overall. We topped out at 37 this afternoon, but it wasn't so quiet earlier this afternoon where we saw some snow falling around the area. Live Doppler First Alert Radar has most of the snow well off to the east of Columbia and east of the Kingdom of Callaway. And for the remainder of the evening hours, we'll just see partly cloudy skies, but it's chilly no matter how you look at it. With winds out of the north at 10 to 20, temperatures will plummet back into the teens. 17 here around Columbia. And we do have another shot at snow later on in the forecast. I'll have it later on, but right now back over to Blake and Hansen. Blake and Angie.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. Murder case. Sandra Plunkett made her first appearance in the court today, where a Callaway County judge made the first steps to get Plunkett's hearing started. KOMU 8's Jessica Smith was in the courtroom this morning and is in the studio now with the latest. Jessica?
That's right, Blake. Today was Sandra Plunkett's first day in front of a judge at the Callaway County Courthouse. Plunkett's attorney, public defender Justin Carver, stood with her in front of a judge, Carol England, this morning. The appearance only lasted a few minutes. The whole point was to make sure everything's set up for the rest of the hearing process.
Make sure that the court was convinced that she was aware of the charge made against her and that she had legal representation. And then on February 18th, that attorney will appear for her and we'll schedule a preliminary hearing in all likelihood.
Wilson said he thinks that preliminary hearing will be sometime in March or April. Once again, a judge will decide the exact date on February 18th. England also decided to sustain the defense's motion to preserve evidence. That means all the investigators and law enforcement involved have to keep every piece of evidence they find. I couldn't get anyone to tell me exactly what evidence there is in the case, but we do know that Plunkett led police to the murder weapon and did take a polygraph test. Neither the prosecutor or Plunkett's attorney could tell me if she'll face more charges for attempting to get an officer's gun while being transported to the Callaway County Jail.
Thanks, Jessica. Other big news of the day, new developments in a case of a murdered exotic dancer in Osage Beach a while back. Authorities say they have now solved the case after more than 2 years of investigating. KOMU 8's Tyler Getz is live in the studio now to tell us what police revealed today.
The investigation may have begun in March 2008, but the disappearance of 22-year-old Brandy Matthews dates all the way back to September 2006. Police broke the case wide open in January 2008 after hikers found a skull and bones underneath the Salem Road Bridge in Eldon. Investigators confirmed the remains were that of Matthews. Today, the Miller County prosecutor charged 43-year-old Kelly R. Semino with second-degree murder. Authorities say Semino was Matthews' boyfriend at the time she disappeared. Court documents say 2 witnesses went on record saying Semino had confessed to breaking Matthews' neck. Another eyewitness identified Semino as the man he saw choking a woman that matched Matthews' description near the Salem Road Bridge. That's the same bridge where hikers found Matthews' remains. Investigators say the cooperation of several departments as well as the media made this arrest possible.
It takes a long time. This is the whole case, and all we had was a skull to go on. And there's a lot of work the detective, Osage Beach, and Miller County and Probation Patrol assist us with to get this job done. But we're not done yet. We're still doing the interviews and investigation.
Now, police picked up Semino the same day Matthews' remains were confirmed, citing a parole violation. He's been in custody since then. Investigators wouldn't comment any further today on why exactly prosecutors decided to move forward on charges today. Authorities say Semino's arraignment will be sometime next week.
Thanks, Tyler. Well, some breaking news we are very happy to share with you after lengthy negotiations. KOMU has reached an agreement with Mediacom. 3-year deal, and that will return. KOMU already has NBC and CW programming to all of you Mediacom customers. It's already on the air, I'm told. General Manager Marty Siddall calls it a mutually beneficial agreement. We're thrilled. Earlier today, Attorney General Chris Koster sent a letter to Mediacom expressing his concern for Mid-Missouri subscribers caught up in the dispute.
A memorial blood drive in honor of Officer Molly Bowden is underway today in honor of the officer who died on duty in 2005. The Columbia Police and Fire Departments, along with Community Blood Center, are working to collect blood donations in memory of Officer Bowden. The collected blood will service 77 hospitals in Missouri and Kansas. Bowden was shot in February 6 years ago and needed 14 pints of donated blood at the time.
Governor Jay Nixon was involved in a minor traffic accident this morning. The vehicle he was riding in was rear-ended while traveling in Jefferson City. Nixon was taken to a Jefferson City hospital where he was treated and released. Now, after his hospital visit, he continued with his scheduled events for the day, but the Highway Patrol says the governor was not wearing his seatbelt. Sometimes it's our job to cover stories that are pretty controversial.
Yep, in today's Your View, we look at how we reported a scandal involving the Columbia Police Department.
And MoDOT squares off on Columbia's red light cameras to see how effective they really are.
2 things I'm keeping an eye on for the forecast ahead: the cold air coming in and our next chance for some snow. I have all of that coming up next here on KOMU 8 News at 6.
KOMU 8 News in HD is presented by